Dear students, I heartily welcome you to EPG Pathshala. Myself, Professor Sampath Kumar Swai, working as Professor at Department of Tourism Management at Indira Gandhi National Tribal University, Amarkantak, Madhya Pradesh. Today, we are going to learn a very important topic, namely earlier hospitality types and concepts. After completing this module, the students will be able to understand the concept of hospitality, the origin and evolution of hospitality industry, various types of hospitality units. Introduction. Hospitality means making the tourist feel happy and fully contented. Welcoming tourists not only as your guest but also the guest of the hotels is the essence of hospitality. Hospitality industry makes planned efforts to establish and maintain mutual understanding between an organization and the public. The business of keeping and making of friends and environments also. As per the Oxford Dictionary, hospitality is defined as reception and entertainment of guests, visitors or strangers with liberality and goodwill. The word hospitality is derived from the Latin word hospitalitas. Hospitality activity includes attentive and courteous services, facilities and amenities to a tourist, meeting and greeting the guest at the door, providing efficient and crazy food and beverage, providing a home away from home feeling and making the stay and visit a memorable one with a pleasant experience. Although the basic concept of hospitality has remained the same. Development of science and technology, the needs and wants of travelers have changed greatly with the passage of time, thus providing numerous services and facilities in terms of accommodation and other basic needs such as food and beverages. Hospitality and hotel guest. The word hospitality is used to describe a cluster of services sector activities associated with provision of food, drink and accommodation. Leslie and Morrison, 2002. The origin of the word hotel dates back to the 18th century when an establishment called Hotel Garni, in which apartments were let out for the day, week or month. Its appearance signified a departure from the customary method of accommodating guests in inns and similar hosteliers into something more luxurious, even more ostentatious. Hotels with manager, receptionist and uninformed staff came to practice at the beginning of the 19th century and until the middle of that century, their development was relatively slow. Medlick 1998, the Oxford Dictionary 70 identifies hospitality as the act of practice of being hospitable and the reception and entertainment of guests, visitors or strangers with liberality and goodwill. A definition of hospitality states that the outer primary interacting element is that of the social relationship fostered by the warm, friendly, welcoming, courteous, open, generous behavior of the host, creating the hospitable social environment. This supports and promotes the positive feeling of security and comfort created by physical structure, design, decor and location of facility. Finally, the provision of accommodation facilities to sleep, eat, relax, was together with the supply of beverage and services and entertainment. Burgess 1980-50, as per Oxford Dictionary, a guest is a person who is invited to another person's houses on a visit or to dine together. The guest and host hold a social relationship where a person is invited and entertained as a social obligation or with a motive. In India, there is an old Sanskrit saying, Atithi Devo Bhava, meaning the guest is like God and as a person offers his best to God, we shall also offer our best to our guest. Hence, we extend warmth and welcome to our friends, relatives, near and dear friends to us in order to impress upon them with our hospitality and good gesture, make their experience as pleasant as possible. A hotel customer is called a guest because the hotel offers homely and professional service and establishes an immediate relationship with the guest. Therefore, it ensures satisfaction by providing nothing less than a home away from home. It is like projecting what is an economic relationship as a personal relationship. Unlike other business, a guest hotel transaction, even when complete in all respect, is futile. If the guest is satisfied, the idea behind referring to hotel customer as guest is offering homely as well as professional service in order to keep happy and satisfied, make his experience as memorable as possible. As compared to other industries, hotel industry, which is a service industry, requires greater personal touch and courtesy. Your hotel guest is a customer, and unlike a family or a social guest, he pays for his stay, food and beverage consumption at the hotel. Origin and evolution of hospitality industry. The hospitality industry is a part of a large enterprise known as travel and tourism industry. The travel and tourism industry is a vast group of business with one goal in common: providing necessary or desired services to travelers. Ever since man started to travel in search of food, work, better prospects or leisure, there has been a demand for overnight stay. Lodging houses were built to provide accommodation along the trade caravan route. Missionaries and religious travelers were accommodated by local people in their houses. From modest origins, hospitality and tourism rose to become two of the largest worldwide industries. Warriors or traders were the early travelers, but they did not have hotels to accommodate them. The warriors used tents, but merchants sought to trade tools, clothing and livestock, and traded merchandise for lodging. The inns offered little more than a cot or a bench in the corner of a room or a stable. Most of them were private residences that offered temporary residence or lodging to strangers. Guests stayed in large communal rooms where sanitation and privacy were non-existent. After the establishment of money in 2nd century BC, innkeeping was one of the first commercial enterprises, and hospitality was one of the first services for which money was exchanged. But the demand for shelter kept on increasing with the development of highways and technological advancements in modes of traveling. As a result, inns gave way to hotels. Hospitality is a massive industry, providing home facilities away from home to millions of tourists. These tourists can be segmented into business and leisure tourists. All have different needs and expectations. However, the hospitality industry is so versatile that it is catering to the needs of all of them. Advances in transportation enabled more people to travel greater distances at less cost, spreading tourism across the globe. In medieval Europe, monasteries rationally offered hospitality to the travelers. The main aim in offering hospitality was for pilgrims, as monasteries were found at the site of holy place in early stage. In early European inns, they were especially designed as profit-making business, and it was the first commercial venture in hotel keeping. Hotel keeping has also influenced mode of transport. With the advent of railways came station hotels, and with aircraft came airport hotels. With motorways and extensive road travel like motels, boats and ship brought floating hotels into existence. Innkeeping is believed to be started in 1200 AD. In 1650 AD, Mr. Pascal opened cafe in Paris and coffee house in London. During Industrial Revolution during 1750-1820, the English inns were considered finest in the world. Hotel De Henry was one of the first European hotels built in 1718 with a capacity of 60 rooms. Growth of hotel inns continues with the concept of family hotels run by the families called mom and pop in England. The Industrial Revolution, which started in the 1760s, facilitated the construction of hotels. Everywhere in mainland Europe, in England, and in America. In colonial America, inns were modeled after European inns. Beds and rooms had to be shared with strangers. Throughout 1800s, American innkeepers improved their services and continued to build larger properties. Most of these were located in separate towns since sea transport was very widely used mode of travel and transport then. The term and house as first class hotel made in Boston in 1829, and it provided private guest room door with a lock and free soap bellboy services. It is called Adam and Eve of modern hotel industry. Hotels were established in city centers in New York and first and in Copenhagen. At the beginning of the 1800s, the Royal Hotel was built in London. Holiday resorts began to flourish along the French, Italian Rivieras. In Japan, Ryokan guest houses sprang up. In India, the government-run dak bungalows provided reliable accommodation for travelers. The first American hotel, the City Hotel, opened in 1794 in the New York City. It was one of the largest buildings in the city and was built in exclusively for hotel purpose. It had 73 guest rooms. Adelphi Hotel in New York was the first high-rise structure in the city. In 1822, in Venice, a certain Giuseppe Dal Nile transferred an old palace into a hotel and gave its name Le Danieli. As trains began to replace horse-drawn transport, highway inns for stage coaches started to decline. During the period, the Sephard Hotel in Cairo was founded, the result of a complete transformation of an ancient street center harem. El Hotel des Bourgeois was built in the spring of 1834-80 on the shore of the Lake of Geneva. One of its founders, Guillaume Henry Dufour, became a famous Swiss general. In 1840, I Hotel des Trois Courneuves was established in Bavaria in Switzerland, and the Beaureau in Zurich, fully refurbished since 1995. In New York, the New York Hotel was the first to be equipped with private bathrooms. The Bayerisch Chair Hof was built in Munich in 1841 AD, followed in 1852 AD by the Ver Jarestian. These two famous establishments were completely renovated after the Second World War. The inauguration of the Grand Hotel in Paris took place on 5th May 1862 in the presence of the Express Eugenie. The orchestra, directed by Jacques Offenbach, played the Traviata. This building was designed by the architect Alfred Armand in order to show the elite of travelers from all over the world the progress made under the Second Empire by the sciences, arts and industry. In Athens, in 1874, Stathis Lampasas, a chef by profession, realized his dream by building I Hotel Grenade, Betagani. Athens was suffering at the time from a shortage of water. It is said that the personnel brought water from carriers in the street to bring to 80 bedrooms and the 2 bathrooms. Of course, the establishment has undergone several renovations since that time. The first school for hoteliers was founded in Lausanne, Switzerland in 1890 by J. Sachumi, director of the Beau Rivage in Lausanne, and A.R. Armlader, the father of the Richmond in Geneva. In Monte Carlo, I Hotel Hermitage opened its doors in 1896, offering its guests the refined and luxurious atmosphere enjoyed by the rich and the close of the 19th century. Shortly afterwards, the Victoria Hotel in Kansas City offered bathrooms with every room. The Netherlands Hotel in New York City then became the first to provide all its guests with their own telephone. The early years of the 20th century were rich in new hotels, which rapidly became prestigious. Edward Lillemans, the architect of palaces, transferred the Villa Eugenie, the summer residence of the Emperor Napoleon III, and his wife Eugenie de Montijo. In 1900, Mr. Ellsworth M. Statler started new chain and made his first hotel, Buffalo Statler, on 18 January 1908. He gave a slogan, room and berth for $1.50. In 1905, he built Hotel Dew Palace in Rise. In 1913, his Negresco course was opened in Nice. In the presence of 7 kings, in 1950, new concepts such as motels, botels, flotels, rotels, and lotels were developed after the Second World War, and many trained staff joined the army, hence standard of service lowered. However, occupancy was improved. In 1952, Cameron Wilson formed Holiday Inn, and first Holiday Inn was made in 1952 at Memphis, Tennessee. In 1960, many individual owners merged themselves with a large chain such as Sheraton, Hilton, Hyatt, and Holiday Inn for franchising by paying a fee and using the name, reservation system, national and international advertisement, operational manuals. In 1970, the hotel industry experienced the construction boom. International business was rapidly developing with this lot of business executive, where traveling out and modern hotels were developing as per the needs and wants of tourists and business class tourists. The major boom in the hotel industry began in 1980, marked by more inventive marketing and the development of hotel increasingly adapted to a particular type of clientele. This trend brought the demand for the construction of hotels near airports, hotels for conferences, health hotels, ski holiday hotels, holiday villages, and marina hotels. The first property management system, Fidelio, Hogatex, etc., appeared in the hospitality market. In the 80s too, the Far East began to prepare itself to welcome both business people and the tourists who were beginning to discover the countries of the rising sun, such as China, South Korea, Thailand, and Japan. The international chains, American for the most part, prepared expansion plans for Europe, the Middle and Far East, which are mainly aimed at Congress participants and business people. The early 90s were characterized by a recession in the hotel business, without doubt caused by reductions in multinational travel budgets and the growing crisis in the Gulf. The Gulf War helped to create great insecurity for both individuals and business. The year 1991 is considered to be the black year of the hotel trade. It forced hoteliers to become more creative in finding ways of attracting guests, special programs, offers for frequent travelers, high performance reservation systems, and thus emerged from the crisis with the minimum damage. Types of accommodation units. The term tourist accommodation invariably turns our attention to hotel, but tourist accommodation does not revolve around hotels only. The available types of accommodation can be classified as hotels. Hotel is a place which supplies board and lodging. It is a large city house of distinction, a place for the entertainment of travelers, and a public building. Hotels provide accommodation, meals, refreshment for a period of times for those who stay on the premises and pay for the services provided. Hotel can be classified on the basis of following facilities and services: room charges or price, budget, luxury, etc. Range of facilities: 5-star, no star, etc. Location: resort, motel, etc. Length of stay, that is transit, residential, etc. Ownership and management, that is chain, individual, etc. Types of hotels: international hotels or star hotels. These hotels are modern Western luxury hotels classified based on internationally accepted system of classification, grading, and located in almost all metropolitan and other large cities, as well as at principal tourist destinations. Usually, they are located at a prime location in the city. Their categories range from 7 to 1-star grade depending upon the facilities and services provided by the hotels. In addition to accommodation, various other facilities are provided to make the stay more comfortable. These facilities include information counters, banquet halls, conference facilities, a number of shops, travel agency, desk, business center facilities, money changing, safe deposit facilities, theme restaurants, beverages, swimming pool, gymnasium, health clubs, and other entertainment programs in the form of games, music, dance, etc. Non-star or commercial hotels, these hotels mainly depend upon individual travelers, middle budget tourists, and many of the guests are repeat guests. These hotels are located near the business or commercial centers and have easy access to transportation. They provide accommodation, parking space for the guests and the visitors, restaurants, and sometimes business center facilities as well. Size of such a hotel varies from small to medium residential hotels. These hotels are known as apartment house or apartment hotels within the availability of conventional hotel services. These hotels are largely located in big cities and mostly operate under the European plans. Floating hotels. These hotels are located on the surface of the water. It may be on sea water or river water or even on a lake. These hotels provide all the facilities and services of a hotel and are very popular with the tourist. In many cases across the world, old ships have been converted into these type of hotels and have become popular among the tourists. For example, hotels in the floating hotels in Kerala, capsule hotels. Capsule hotel is the largest innovation in the budget hotel market. The first of its kind was opened in Osaka, Japan in the year 1979. The capsule is a box made of a glass, reinforced plastic or cement, open either at one side or one end, in which they provide some functions of a traditional hotel such as a bed, a clock, radio, color, TV, flexible lighting, a box for valuables, and a miniature table for writing. Transient hotels. The locations of this type of hotel are in close proximity of the airports, railway stations, seaports, catering to guests who stay for a limited period of time from few hours to a few days. Heritage hotels. Old properties of the royal and aristocratic families are renovated and the old aura is recreated for the tourists to stay in heritage surroundings. The heritage properties are an attraction in themselves, and the best example would be the state of Rajasthan and Gujarat in India. Motels. The hotel provides parking space to the travelers traveling by automobiles and the rooms opens to the parking lot. Resorts. A resort hotel is one which is visited by holidaymakers or tourists for relaxation, recreation, and for entertainment. Resort hotels cater to tourists are located near place of some scenic beauty, for example, the sea, mountains, rivers, etc. in off the beaten track destinations. The primary reason for visiting a resort is rest and relaxation, and these hotels are built with the objective of indoor recreation activities, giving visitors special welcome and atmosphere of informality. The services and amenities offered by resorts include swimming pool, tennis court, skiing, boating, surfing, and many others. The clientele of resort hotels is mostly persons with considerable income looking for relaxation and recreation. Timeshare apartments, condominiums. The concept of timeshare is popular as it gives vacation ownership or holiday ownership and offers the purchaser the right to enjoy for a set period of or interval. Each year, vacation time is an apartment or other type of lodging that is a part of a tourist complex, equipped with a variety of services and facilities. The period of time sold is usually based on modules of a week, fortnight, or a month. Summary. The present unit highlights the growth and development of hospitality industry through its ages. It also elaborates the different important stages of its evolution. The module further details about the various types of accommodation units. hospital industry has a very vast market. All those who have stayed in hotels have plans to stay in hotels. Any other lodging can be put under hospitality market. Hence, all travelers, including tourists, visitors, business, leisure travelers, pilgrims and company executives can come under the hospitality market. Depending upon the purpose of travel, people can be classified under either commercial hospitality market or leisure hospitality market. The present module also explains the concept of hospitality in a sufficient detail, explaining the uniqueness and importance of different categories of hospitality units of the society and environment. Dear students, this particular module must have clarified many of your long standing doubts, and this module would provide you sufficient idea about the complexity and dynamics of hospitality and hospitality business, and you should be able to explain after reading this module all the concepts in clarity. With this, I extend thank to all of you.